You are tuned in to the hippest radio station in the Tri-Cities area. I'm your host for today, Elijah Russ. This is Walk the Beat Radio on 103.5 WAWL. Today we have Jessica Fogle and Katie Mansfield from Ladyfest at the Lakeshore. I know you guys are individual musicians as well, but they're here promoting an event coming up. When is it? This
Saturday, September 24th.
Right on.
Yeah, 2 to 11.
Awesome.
At the Grand Armory.
Grand Armory Brewing.
Right
Super
on.
excited.
Cool. How's it going, you guys?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Got to see you guys play earlier, so that was a nice little start to the day, you know?
Thanks.
It was good.
That's nice.
So tell me about this event that you guys are having.
Well, so it's basically modeled after a couple events in Grand Rapids. So Ladyfest, Grand Rapids, and also there's a couple other fests out there that we just really love. I've been to Lamplight Music Festival a lot, so that's like house concerts, a really chill kind of underground vibe. So, and then Girls Rock Grand Rapids is another great organization that's bringing a lot of people together. And so, yeah, we just we knew there were all these amazing, talented people out here in Grand Haven and surrounding areas, Muskegon, Holland, and just wanted to bring some more
We wanted
culture
to create
out
a
this
good
way.
space to highlight that.
Exactly.
But promoting women, mostly.
Promoting women, yeah, but with a very inclusive tone. That's something we're all, on the committee, we're all really passionate about, is we want men to be able to be volunteers if they're interested. We want men to be able to be
There's a musician, Lipstick Jody, the drummer's a male.
drummer,
It's not like we were like, no, men.
Yeah, no, I have a clarinet player dudes with me. My cello player's a guy. He was going to play with me, but we just figure as long as it's, men supporting women, that it could be something inclusive in that way. And then we're hoping to be inclusive for, a wide variety of people. So we're really passionate about all kinds of diversity, musical styles, all kinds of stuff.
So, like, outside of men being supportive in that light, what else are you trying to get out of the event? Like confidence building kind of stuff?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, it's. I've found through my experience that it's been a little hard to just find really great female musicians in the area. So we had just been talking about it for a year or so, and we decided let's just highlight the great women in our area and give them a chance, a safe space to celebrate and start talking just about music, kind of networking a little bit, I think is behind it.
Yeah.
Trying to get a better ratio in lineups, you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's not even meant to come off in any way that is like against anything. It's just sort of a fact in the music industry that that maybe there's a little bit more. Some festivals do a great job doing like 50-50 and
for sure.
So,
but
until we're totally 100% equal in the world, it's awesome to have these forums for women to kind of come together and be able to explore some of those things that may be holding them back a little bit. But
well, and I don't know like the
everyone.
statistics about all of that stuff, but I can see what you're saying. You know, I mean, I feel it, and then there's just not enough of it going on. I like hearing softer music and a woman's perspective every now and again. Instead of men just getting their hearts broken all the time.
Sad boy music
seems to be the norm. Yeah.
And I know some really tough women. Actually, Lipstick Jody's like a kick butt fan. But yeah, no, there's definitely, we're trying to represent all different types of women. But it's funny you mentioned that, because like as a musician who is very soft, I've had to explore kind of how can soft be powerful and how can soft be confident. And for me, it is. I've had to really come into that. Like I respect and admire all these really confident, powerful, assertive women. And similarly, I respect the ones that kind of they take up their own space in a quiet way and they just comfortably and confidently share their message. And that's more what I tend to emulate, but I love this idea of bringing together all different kinds of what it is to be a woman.
Well, and I think it's just like letting that be known, putting it out in the air. A lot of people, I don't think, would think about that right off the bat.
That's true.
Or put much thought into it if it's not like right in their face.
Sure.
And I think that's part of it too. Is like being those proud women that you are and like telling people, this is what's up, this is how we feel. Listen, and like demanding that, so this is cool. I like it. I dig it. Right on. So Katie, tell me about how you've gotten to where you are, because I know what did we work on that song like a year ago? That you were like super scared to even like play in front of me. And I'm like, you know, being like, it's all good. You know, constantly like fluffing you up. Do you want a drink? You know, like all
Peppermint tea calms your nerves. Yeah, it's this
you remember.
That's so cute. This has been a journey for me of finding myself a little bit. I don't want to make Ladyfest about that, but it's about finding the confidence to be able to get out and play music, even if I'm terrified.
Well, I think that's such a good driving force for the event, though. You know, I think it's got pretty broad focus, but I think that's what I take out of it the most. You know, and I would hope that other people would. You know, as like a man who's in the industry as well. You know, so that's cool. So continue.
Oh, I was just thinking, we were actually talking in the car on the way here about the importance of being vulnerable and how vulnerability is essential if you want to grow. So that's definitely something it's about. I get to open for some really wonderful women and you know, meet them and hear them in person, and it's really inspiring. So we're just, I don't know, Ladyfest is kind of about starting a conversation, just whatever that conversation may be. There's tons of topics, but this is our first year, so we're going with what we got, and I think we have a really awesome lineup. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, we did get to hear you guys play earlier. We got the whole performance on video, and I think we're gonna start. It's about time to start for one of those songs. It's Katie, and what was this song called?
It's song number 1.
All right.
Yes.
Cool.
It's a little bit newer, so if I record it for an EP or something, I'll have a name, I promise. But
all right. You want to give us some background real quick before we go into it?
Yeah. A lot of my writing comes from I just sitting in dark places mentally, I suppose, and just kind of finding a way to process that and hopefully make some sense out of it. So it starts off as rambling and goes from there.
Right on.
It just comes out. I'm not very good at explaining it, I suppose. It's
well,
just
as long as you're having fun with it and you're connecting with it. I mean, I took a totally different message from it than that, as I'm sure all of us did, because we all have different lives. So keep it going. There's passion in it, you know, and that's what matters. You know. So this is song number 1 by Katie Mansfield. Hope you all enjoy.
But I proved to be
If you are just joining us, this is Walk the Beat Radio on 103.5 WAWL. I'm your host for today, Elijah Russ, and we're here with Jessica Fogle and Katie Mansfield. They're representing Ladyfest at the Lakeshore today, which is an event promoting musical women in West Michigan. So we just heard song number 1 by Katie Mansfield, which is super great. I'm so glad that your finishing songs sound so good.
Too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I feel pretty good. I still have work to do on it. I kind of look at everything as fluid and organic, and they always change every time I sing it. It comes out differently.
Sure.
But I finished it recently, and I wanted to share it, so it's really nice to have the opportunity to do that here.
Thanks for sharing. What do you guys want to talk about?
Well, actually, now that you mention it, we have a lot of other people involved in addition to musicians. We're really music focused this year. We have like 8 musical acts throughout the day, and we have an open mic, and we have some young emerging singer-songwriters also. But we also have poetry, and we have speakers. One is doing a talk on self-care and intuition. We have my friend Elizabeth Blair coming up to do a short presentation on a podcast she's doing called Listening to Ladies, which is featuring female composers all around the world, mostly classical. We have so many different things. I just wanted to mention that.
We also collaborated with a local artist for our T-shirts. Olivia DuPont is she did the design for a couple of our T-shirts that you'll see.
She's so good.
Yeah.
She's so good.
And Maddie Jackson. Maddie Jackson is a committee member, and Maddie also did all the...
Yeah, she played
for us at Walk the Beat. Yeah, and Maddie also did some of the other T-shirts, and then she did buttons and other stuff. And so we're trying to promote artists. And then we're doing a raffle because we didn't have space in Grand Armory to put art all over the walls, which was our original kind of vision to support female artists. So we're doing a raffle, and some artists and artists, poets who donated a chapbook. We have artists who donated prints, T-shirts, art shirts, all kinds of interesting, quirky stuff. So we're featuring a bunch of artists that way as well. So.
Okay, so this isn't supposed to be just a music thing, or at the end of it, you'd like to see it be a lot more than that. Cool.
It will grow.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm excited for it,
Lineup. You wanted to hear about the lineup.
We do want to hear about
we will tell you. So let's see. We have Charlie Darling kicking things off at 2 o'clock. And then Brittany Lee Moffitt, she's out of Grand Rapids.
Okay.
She's fabulous. Brittany Lee Moffitt is after that. They're all doing 30-minute sets. She's coming up from South Bend, Indiana. She's wonderful. I met her on the road randomly. And then Katie is going. And Ida's Rope, Chantel. She is one of our committee members as well. She's great. Yep. So she goes by Ida's Rope when she performs. Okay. And then there's the open mic. And the emerging songwriters, there's, Leah Ukansky. Oh gosh, there's a ton of them. And then there's Maddie Jackson, and then me, Jessica and the Rainbow, with a few people backing me up. And then,
awesome.
Yeah.
Are you going to have a band? No way.
I play with people. I play with ensembles sometimes, usually only 4 or 5 people. You've never heard that? But it's a cellist. Maddie Jackson's actually one of them.
Okay.
She normally plays uke, but she might play electric guitar with me.
Sweet.
And she sings harmonies on my stuff. And then her sister, her younger sister, plays percussion and stuff for my.
That's really cool.
And then this time I'm actually my friend Ryan Wyrick. He's an artist, and he also plays clarinet. And we met at a DAC band lotto.
That's great.
And so he's going to play along too.
So that sounds.
And then
really cool.
and then our headliners. We have, Gemini the Poet is our poet. She's out of Muskegon. She's amazing. And Lipstick Jody, that's the band. And then Jess Kramer's closing it out.
Awesome.
So, yeah. Fabulous musicians.
I think
we're very
Lipstick
lucky.
Jody and Jess Kramer and you guys, obviously, and Maddie are the only people I've heard of.
Okay.
Which is great that this event is happening, though. I'd like to hear more of it.
Yeah.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
So was it easy for you guys to get these people on board for the event?
It was a challenge. Jessica knows more about it. She did all the communicating with everyone.
I mean, I would say it was very easy to have people be interested because we're for charity.
Right.
The charity is actually Girls Supporting Girls. They're out of Chicago. They're a phenomenal charity. And so all these musicians just naturally, they weren't all necessarily available. That's the challenge Katie's talking about.
They were open to the idea.
So
That's
interested
more
in the
how I
idea.
was getting at,
Definitely.
yeah.
Most of them are playing for gas money. They just want to come together, help us build more community and culture out here on the Lakeshore. They're all passionate, or they're at least excited that I'm passionate about bringing all this. You go to Grand Rapids and they have like 20 events every night of the week, and we are growing here for sure.
Yeah.
And all the stuff you guys are doing, there's so much going on, but it's just we're just wanting to contribute to that and keep bringing more and more out here. So they were passionate about that, and then they were obviously passionate about the charity as well. Girls Supporting Girls is it's actually a friend of mine from college. She happens to be on the board, but they just started a few years ago, and they're based in Chicago. And I saw this film a few years ago called Girl Rising, and if anyone's never seen it, you should watch it. It's fabulous. And so they were inspired similarly to, I had never really been like a big advocate for women's issues, nothing against it. I just had never been
exposed to it.
Yeah, and something about that film, it just completely changed my life, and it did for them as well. And so they started this charity to increase awareness of the need for better access to education in the developing world. And so, yeah, that's the awareness piece. And then to raise money to build schools in Asia and Africa. So they are physically, they raised like $40,000 to build a school in Cambodia already. They've only been around a few years.
That's
and
great.
They're building one in India right now. And they are co-ed schools, but the mission is to get more children in schools. And so obviously a lot of it is girls that are not getting as much of the education around the world. And then the last one is to involve our families and empower children as agents of change to help their peers around the globe. And so what they're doing in this Chicago-based charity is they're working with the youth in Chicago, and so they're helping educate them at a younger age to care about all of these issues.
Right.
And so it's a beautiful charity, and they're passionate, and hopefully a representative will be coming up to speak at the event too. So.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, and you get to represent that through your music. That's something that you're very passionate about, and you can hear it. And doing all this stuff, it's cool to see. I've known you for a few years, and like, you've always been, rainbows and butterflies.
I know.
And not saying that you aren't, but it's just good to see people standing up for what they believe in. Yeah.
I know. I try to still be rainbows and butterflies, but in a way that says like, but I care about this, and I love this, and I want to use rainbows and butterflies towards good, passionate ends. I don't know.
Well, no, that's totally cool. You're just being yourself. That's pretty much the bottom line. You know? So let's hear some of Jessica's self.
Okay.
What's the first song?
It's called Mostly Clouds and Light.
Mostly Clouds and Light. This is Mostly Clouds and Light by Jessica and the Rainbow. Blue.
To know mostly vapor, and you are clouds, and you are light. And in time, it's like quicksand that you can breathe inside of, and you look around at all the faces that you meet while you sink down and down, and people want to know the truth, but I believe that it can't know you, and people want you to be yourself, but myself is shaped by something else, and people, they want you to stand up tall when you feel so small. Yeah, I feel so small. Yeah, we all want people to play the game. People want to stand up tall when they feel so small. Yeah, they feel so small, and I want people to stand up tall when I feel so small. Yeah, I feel so small. Yeah, we all want someone to lead the way, but if there's no way, then who is the leader? Yeah, we all want people to lead the way.
You are tuned in to the hippest radio station in the Tri-Cities area. This is Walk the Beat Radio on 103.5 WAWL. If you're just joining us, I'm your host for today, Elijah Russ, and we're here with Ladyfest at the Lakeshore. This is Jessica Fogle, and this is Katie Mansfield, two wonderful artists that we've gotten the pleasure of listening to this afternoon. So thanks for being here, you guys. It's
Thanks
been
for
really
having
good.
us.
Yeah. So tell me, we've been talking about the event and stuff, but I want to hear more about your music and where you're trying to go with it, you know, and I know that this event is helping promote growth in that aspect for ladies in general, but for your personal careers, I would like to hear what your vision is.
Well, I mean, my trajectory is really weird so far. I guess I kind of have to go back to go forward. I lived in Chicago for a long time, you know that, and I released a couple albums there under my name. So if you look up Jessica Fogle, you will find music. It's on Bandcamp and iTunes and stuff, but I kind of put that aside for a while when I was kind of reinventing myself. I started working with people more. I had been, similar to some of the stuff that Katie was describing, I think that music for me was very insular and very personal. And so when I was writing, especially back in Chicago, it was like, nothing against actual therapy, but it was like my own personal therapy. And it was my way of exploring all these things that were going on in my experiences, but also in myself. And as I started bringing it out into the world in Chicago, I was bringing it out to like divey bars and like places where I felt a lot of love, and it was good. But I had a really hard time promoting myself, which is part of the passion behind Ladyfest, and especially the emerging aspect of it, is just had a horrible time with trying to self-promote my physical name on a disc and say, here, please buy me, and buy my soul, buy this piece of me. And it was so challenging for me, including this producer put like 1.5 years of time into this album for me, for free, I might add. Thank you, Ethan Stoller, I love you. And he did all this work, and then I just really dropped the ball in promoting. Not that he says that, but I had such a hard time with saying, hey world, take me seriously, listen to me. So when I moved here for all kinds of reasons, personal reasons, but anyway, as I continued to reinvent myself here, I realized I needed like a thing that became me, which became Jessica and the Rainbow. And at first it was kind of a fake pseudo band where all these guest artists joined on.
Right.
But over time it's evolved to being my pseudonym, and I would play by myself a lot again, which is how you've seen me. And then, yeah, I've gotten to play at a lot of like cool little house concert festivals and things like that where, you know, random different people will jump up on stage with me, and in a weird way that kind of became like my rainbow. Like
That's
I'm
cool.
welcoming help, welcoming just things flowing and unfolding. What were your words for that? It was beautiful. Organic,
Fluid and organic.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's been like for me. Is just like shifting into this perspective of letting it be fluid and organic. So in other words, I can't answer your 5-year plan because
No, that's
like
okay.
it's fluid and organic.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I'm gonna try to tour more, and I'm gonna try to bring more people around with me and be open to opportunities that come up.
That's cool. Yeah, being flexible is cool. You know, I can't wait to see you with a band. That's so cool.
think classical ensemble. I don't even know. Who knows?
Yeah, whatever it might be, but that's cool. I like that philosophy, and that's exactly what it should be too. I mean, that's life, you know. So roll with the punches, you know. I mean, try and involve as many people, and if people want to help, let them help.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's looking for a spot.
Yeah.
You know, so it's good. What about you, Katie?
I was thinking about it. The only plan I have is to buy a baritone ukulele with a pickup and go from there.
You can just put a pickup in that one. I know a couple guys.
Well, now I'm done. No, I don't even have a plan. I would like to be more comfortable playing with people, playing in front of people. It's definitely going to be a personal journey, as well as getting comfortable with inviting people into it. The idea of a band sounds really cool. I've always wanted to be in a band. Who doesn't?
Awesome.
You know, who didn't want to be in a band when they were a kid? But I'm definitely okay with music being not just a hobby, but what I do for therapy, I suppose, or an outlet. So I don't have any big plans of touring, but just to be able to maybe get an EP someday would be awesome. I'm definitely down with like one day at a time. Like that's what I take it right now.
People like think that there's like this standard way of being successful with music, and what that image of success is, you know, and that is like being on the road and selling a bunch of records and stuff. But I think for most people that play, they just want to have fun with it, you know, and like feel good about it and have people appreciate it.
I've actually been toying with the idea of, well, since we started Ladyfest, it opens up for, you know, coming years. Pretty much for this year, we've done a lot of the footwork, but we have a lot of other Ladyfests around Michigan and the nation that we can look up to as examples. There's a really awesome organization that I became aware of recently. It's called Extended Grace, and they're interested in social justice and change. And
they worked with us for Walk the Beat. We partner with nonprofits, and they were one of them.
They're great. I met Barbara Lee the other day.
That's our girl.
She's she's a really inspiring lady. So I'm hoping to learn from. I just continue to learn and see where it goes from there. But to be able to use music as not just an outlet, I suppose that would be a goal.
Yeah.
To make it more meaningful.
A tool.
Yeah.
It is. It's a tool to like
connect,
spread your message, you know, and the goodness that you have, you know. So that's cool. All right. Well, we're gonna get to the third song real quick, which was.
It's
another one of yours.
Yeah, it's called Boat, Plane, Bear, parentheses, Traveling Song.
Right on. Want to give us some background on that?
I like naming things, and I like parentheses.
Because I couldn't guess to save my life.
Okay, some background on it. Oh gosh. You know, I'm kind of similar to Katie with that. Like, whenever I try to describe them, I don't always know. Sometimes they come from strange places. I think this one was actually written at a very happy time, and it was very it was actually written the way I've been writing more nowadays, which is just like sitting at the pier on a ukulele, and then I transferred it to piano after that.
Sure.
But it's just like a kind of a lyrical exploration of getting along well with somebody and adapting well and enjoying being with somebody that is maybe not. I don't want to put words on it. Gosh darn it.
You don't have to.
Okay.
Just let people listen to it. Y'all interpret it.
Thank you.
All right, cool. This is Boat, Plane, Bear. It's all singular, right?
Yes.
The traveling
That was
song
good.
by Jessica and the Rainbow. Hope you guys enjoy. Take it away, Blue.
You and me traveled by boat, didn't have a hard time staying afloat, because we could rhyme things that other people couldn't say. And we weren't afraid, we weren't afraid. You and me traveled by plane, we didn't have a hard time staying in air, because we could rhyme things that people didn't know would go together, 'cause we took the time to learn which things could rhyme. Oh, 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 You and me traveled by bear, with barely a care in how we would climb things or how we'd get there, because we could see the patterns, because we could see, because we could see, because we could see the marks on the tree, clawing up things that came before. We could see, we could see how things could be.
You are tuned in to the hippest radio station in the Tri-Cities area. This is Walk the Beat Radio on 103.5 WAWL. I'm your host for the day, Elijah Russ. I'm here with Jessica Fogle and Katie Mansfield from Ladyfest at the Lakeshore, I guess is what we're promoting today.
Yeah.
Cool. So we just heard another song by Jessica called Boat, Plane, Bear, parentheses, the traveling song.
Nice.
And it was good. We heard it earlier. It's really good.
Thank you so much.
And we were discussing off the air how there's not really like a for both of you, there's not really like a purpose or intent going in for what it's going to be when you're done with it, and I think that that's really cool. You know, I think a lot of people try and pinpoint a moral of their song while they're trying to write it, and I think that's like trying to stick to one genre of music when you're writing. You know, it's just automatically putting up walls. So that's to be respected. You know.
Thanks.
You know. So where can we find out more about Ladyfest at the Lakeshore?
Well, we have a website. It links to all of our Facebook info, but it's ladyfestlakeshore.com. And so, or you can just go on Facebook and search Ladyfest at the Lakeshore. We have an event page, a community page. Yeah.
Cool. And that's when again?
September 24th. It's this Saturday from 2 to 11 at the Grand Armory in Grand Haven.
Right on.
We have a lot of really awesome sponsors who are making it possible. So we've got links to all their businesses up on our site. You know, people can check that out and support all these cool businesses around here.
Right on. And it's 2 to 11? So
2 to 11.
Day.
Yeah.
I'm so tired.
Right? It's going to be awesome.
Well, thank you guys so much for swinging by. It's been a pleasure for all of us, for sure. And we're happy to help you promote. You know, so cool.
Thank you, Elijah.
Yeah, for sure. So I have a couple people to thank. First, Bill Chrysler for letting us use your place. Super cool, dude. Love you very much. Bill and Binny. Blue Van Dyke for running our sound today. David Darling for doing our video. I don't really think I should thank myself, but I mean, I did throw this thing together. I'm the producer of this show and also the host, so.
You did a great job.
You did a great job.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. And you guys ready?
Right.
All right, remember everybody, listen local.
The Walk the Beat radio show is recorded in Grand Haven, Michigan. Production and engineering provided by Blue Van Dyke. Featuring your host, Dave Palmer.